Hey, Mr. Adams, glad to have you back. I know that last time you were here, we were talking about your relationship with your wife. So, how have things been going since last time I saw you?
Better. It took a little bit to get there, but she is helping me out around the house more.
Okay, so how did you get to that point?
Well, it we were just talking, and it kind of evolved into a deep conversation about some things she wasn't happy about, and some things that I could do better, and we kind of had a deep kind of conversation about our relationship.
Okay, that's really good. I'm glad to hear that. So, it sounds like that was almost a bit of a breakthrough. Is that right?
Yeah, yeah, definitely. I mean, we see each other all the time, but we rarely have deep conversations like that because we're usually, we both do a lot throughout the day, so we kind of, we don't normally sit and talk for hours like we did when that happened.
That sounds like it was a really great conversation. Tell me, what do you think went well in it?
Uh, kind of, we kind of laid bare our expectations for the relationship, and things that, we would like to see out of the other.
All right, you want to tell me a little bit more about that?
Um, things that kind of the power balance and the way things would operate. The way we kind of uh, ex- not really expected, but the things that we would kind of like to see out of the other one. As far as things around the house, or just you know me paying a little more attention to her instead of doing other things.
Okay, sounds like that was a really great conversation for you guys. A really positive thing. Um, Things can always get better. What was there anything in that conversation that you feel should have gone differently, or that you would have liked to see?
No, I mean it's from the experience that I have. It's an ever changing thing. We both will change further down the road. So I imagine we'll have another one of those conversations. And I think it was like you said before, it was definitely a breakthrough. We definitely understand each other a lot better now, because I find even after being together so long, there are some things that we just don't completely understand about each other.
Okay, so it sounds like I believe you've said before that it's an 8-year long relationship. Is that correct?
Yes.
So it sounds like after 8 years, you guys were able to really kind of have a moment. Because obviously people change and evolve. And it sounds like you guys were able to really have a great, deep conversation to reset expectations and reestablish, what you guys want out of the relationship. Is that right?
Yeah.
Wonderful. So, what has changed, if anything, since then?
Um, it's kind of she obviously the main aspect is she does help with some of the chores around the house, and I do some things like I'm a little more spontaneously romantic, or at least I've been making the effort to do so.
Okay, so what kind of efforts have you been making?
Um, let's see. The other night, she came home, and I already had dinner out ready for her, like right when she walked through the door, and had just threw little flowers on the table, so um, you know try to make it a nice little dinner.
Wonderful. How did that go over?
She came home and had a big grin on her face. She didn't expect it.
Okay, all right. So it sounds like you guys have had some really good moments, since that conversation. And it sounds like you've really put in the effort. Like we talked about last time, to kind of change things up.
Yeah.
Has she done anything, since that conversation to be able to, to reciprocate? Do you feel like you really did get a breakthrough?
Yeah. I came home. I don't remember exactly how long after that, but she had already straightened up the living room. She eventually had crashed on the couch like normal, but before she had gotten that far, she had done a good amount of straightening up around the living room, and the dryer was going. So
Okay. Last time we spoke, it sounds like you guys have had some really great moments, and I'm really glad to hear the positivity there, especially with her, being able to help you more, you being able to surprise her, kind of mix it up some. Last time we spoke, we had talked about, in the end of our meeting, our session, we had talked about possibly you guys doing more activities together.
Yeah.
How's that been going?
Fairly well. We trying to find time in our busy schedules is a little difficult, but she goes every so often. She'll go and ride a horse for someone. So I'll tag along with her, and usually sometimes I'm kind of standing there awkwardly, but I try my best to be in there and help.
Okay, so wonderful. It's wonderful that you're supporting her, and in her interests. Did she do anything to reciprocate that?
Some. A lot of my interests are, most of my extracurricular activities are video games. So, a lot of the ones I play aren't multiplayer. So she's not really into that. We do watch a few extra nerdy TV shows though, while she's home. So.
Okay. Have you guys been doing any more of that since the last time we spoke?
Yeah, we've changed it up. There's some shows that I've been kind of waiting to watch, and we'll watch them together instead of me just watching them by myself.
All right. So it's really great. It sounds like you guys have been really having a lot of really good moments. Trying to do more things together and having the positive kind of mixed up in your relationship, but. From moving forward, where would you like to see the relationship go, or what would you like to see change?
Moving forward, possibly maybe us finding, instead of doing each other's hobbies, maybe find something that is like our hobby that we would do together.
Okay, that's a really great goal. That really is, to have a common interest. So, what do you think needs to happen for you guys to get to that goal?
Probably really need to kind of look at our different options as far as having busy schedules and different things like that go, and finding something that we're both excited about. So, I think it would be another breakthrough conversation would end up having to happen, and we would kind of narrow it down and try a few different things and figure out what we would like to do together.
Okay. So it sounds like what you're saying is that you really need to have kind of maybe a less serious conversation, just more looking into your interests and goals together, to find a mutual hobby. How do you think that you can approach that to accomplish that step towards your larger goal?
I feel like that one will probably be a lot easier than the last one, because it'll just be, kind of a. Maybe find some suggestions or something like that, and maybe see if there's something she's been thinking of that she would like to do as well. Different things like I'd say maybe that I could probably find a pottery class, or maybe we could find some place to do dance lessons somewhere or something like that.
Okay. Well, I think that's a really good step. That would be a really great next progression for you to move towards what now sounds to be your larger goal of having a in common, both of your interests to come together activity for your relationship. As we're trying to wrap up our session, how for your goals for next time, how do you think that you can open up that conversation with your wife?
Maybe find some information on these different activities and bring it along with me, and ask what she thinks, that kind of thing.
Okay, well, that sounds like a great idea. I'm really hoping that works out for you guys. Before our session wraps up completely, is there anything that you want to talk about?
No, I think I'm all set for today.
All right, well, I was glad to see you, and I'll see you next time. Okay.
Okay.
Thanks.